Hello, Pally.
Today is Thursday, November 29th, 2018.
And INFocus starts right now. The fire alarms haven't rung in a while. We'll have more on this annoying occurrence at Pally and what happened to those involved.
Some Palo Alto students are using a popular tool for video games to help succeed at school.
The Palo Alto High School campus is drenched with rain today. Thomas will let us know how long the wet weather will hang around.
All that and more is coming up on today's show.
Welcome to INFocus. I'm Stella Essemacher.
And I'm Leon Friedrichowitz.
Let's start things off with today's campus bulletin. Pally Girls Soccer is having a fundraiser at California Pizza Kitchen at Stanford Shopping Center. The event will take place until 9 p.m. tonight. 20% of sales will go towards sports boosters. Mention Pally Boosters when ordering a delicious pizza and help Palo Alto Girls Soccer at the same time.
The YAF will be hosting a meeting tomorrow in room 818. There will be free food. Also in club news, next semester the Climate Vision Club will be hosting a marine biologist, Dr. Erica Woolsey. Woolsey will also be bringing some awesome virtual reality technology.
Pally students woke up to a wet morning today, and the rain has continued to come down. I know the rain has really made it harder to get around campus, Leon.
It sure has. I was wondering how much longer it's going to stay this way.
Our meteorologist Thomas is in the studio now with that answer. You seem pretty happy about your accurate prediction, Thomas.
I am. Our viewers can always trust a forecast from me. Today it was a soggy one today, as over half an inch of rain has already fallen in Palo Alto. It seems like the Bay Area winter is right on time, and although the rain will keep falling during most of December, there is a little break from the rain in our future. I'll get to that in a minute, but first, let's look at temperatures around the Bay Area today. So as we look at San Francisco, we have a high of 57 and a low of 49. It's roughly around 55 degrees right now, pretty cloudy up in the city. As we cross the bay up into Oakland, we have a high of 60 and a low of 49, roughly around 58 degrees, around the same temperature as San Francisco. As we go down south, down into San Jose, we have a high of 57, a low of 50, roughly around 55 degrees right now. So that's our Bay Area temperature for today. As we look at today, we've had about half an inch of rain, humidity around 80%, winds at about 15 miles an hour today. And as we look at Friday and Saturday, Friday is pretty cloudy today, and then Saturday we'll get a lot of rain, so the rain will be coming right back over the weekend. And as we look at the 5-cast, we're still having a break between Sunday and Monday, and starting Tuesday, the rain will be coming right back. All right, I'm Thomas Colburn, your weatherman, back to you in the studio.
Thanks for that update, Thomas. As Thomas mentioned, the rain will be around for a while as we enter the rainy season. This means that the Mac will be used for lunch on rainy days. These images were taken after today's lunch. Trash and leftover food was left all over the building after students ate lunch in the Mac to get shelter from the rain. The trash, stains, mess will have to be cleaned up by the school's custodial staff this evening. Students who eat in the Mac on rainy days are urged to clean up after themselves and be respectful of the building.
Some Pally students have put together a new resource to help students study just in time for finals. Gamers are already familiar with the popular app Discord, which connects gamers to each other and facilitates communication by using groups. But thanks to some Pally students, the app is now being used to help students study. Students can go to the link on your screen to join the group. The group is open to all Pally students. Pally students and staff are experts at evacuation due to a rash of false fire alarms.
INFocus reporter Dante Simoni has more.
It is on the football field where Pally escapes the deafening sound that is the fire alarm. Pally has often heard this noise throughout the beginning of the 2018-2019 school year. Going as far back as January 2018, Pally has experienced over 25 false fire alarms. Pally's assistant principal, Mr. Berkson, has dealt with many of these fire alarm cases.
We've definitely had, because of kids vaping in the bathrooms, we've had spiders walk through the detectors. We've had students try to light a fire underneath heat detectors. Several students who set off the fire alarms have been caught and have been dealt with accordingly. If it was done on purpose, we call the police. I believe it's a misdemeanor, and they are cited by the police. If they set it off just from vaping, they'll be suspended. So there are consequences. The school has taken some security measures in order to lower the rate of false fire alarms. We've pointed cameras towards bathrooms and made that public knowledge. Check the bathrooms more often. Security walks in, checks the bathrooms.
The question remains, will the alarms keep ringing even after security measures have taken hold? For now, only a deafening silence. For INFocus, I'm Dante Simone, reporting. It is on the football field where Pally escaped.
Thanks, Dante. Moving on now from what's going on around campus to what's happening in the world and locally today.
Let's take a look at what's topping today's headlines in today's News Minute.
U.S. President Donald Trump announced on social media Thursday he will not meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin at the G20 summit in Argentina this weekend. On Twitter, Trump says he called off the meeting because Ukrainian sailors taken hostage by Russian forces have not been released.
The Food and Drug Administration is narrowing down the source of an E. coli outbreak linked to romaine lettuce. The FDA announced Wednesday that it's investing 6 California counties as its source of the current outbreak. Previously, both the FDA and Centers for Disease Control and Prevention urged consumers not to eat any romaine lettuce, but now urge consumers to avoid romaine from these California counties.
Outdoor retailer Patagonia seems to be putting its money where its mouth is. Company CEO Rose Marcario announced Wednesday the company is donating $10 million to environmental groups. That money is coming from savings realized through the Trump administration's tax cut, which she called irresponsible. Video gaming is popular with a lot of Pally students.
But video games weren't always as complex as today's games. And Kyle, our very own resident historian, is in the studio with more information on a game that started the home video game trend.
I'm guessing that this game was a little simpler than Fortnite or Fallout.
It sure wasn't. It was basically a square, 2 lines, and was in black and white, Stella. On this day in 1972, the first commercially successful video game, Pong, was released. The game was created by Alan Alcorn and Atari co-founder Nolan Bushnell and was based on a previous electronic ping pong game that was playable on the Magnavox Odyssey. This landed Atari in a bit of hot legal water. Despite this, Pong sold exceptionally well and is considered the first majorly successful video game, making it the start of what is today a more than $100 billion industry. Well, that's all from me. Back to you, Stella and Leon.
Thanks for that great story, Kyle.
Moving on from the arcade to the field.
Jason is in the studio now with the latest in Pally sports news. What's the game plan, Jason?
There were a couple of games yesterday, but only one had its score reported. Let's take a look. Sadly, girls varsity basketball lost 54-43 to Los Altos. They're up next time. There are no upcoming games. Brace taking rain check, I guess. Back to you in the studio.
Well, that does it for today's episode.
Be sure to visit our website to check out old episodes, check the bulletin, or to send us an email.
Until next time, have a great day, Pally.